one of my dad's best pieces of advice was, Kerri, if you want to be the best, go and watch the best. And when I was in high school, Misty May, my future partner, was the best. And if I was at a tournament she was playing, I was watching.
Mm.
And I would study her. I would study her footwork. I would study her body language. I would study every single thing, what she did great, what she did not so great. And I learned.
Mhm.
And that was amazing perspective. I didn't have to wait for someone to go and teach me. Like, I went out and sourced my inspiration. Like, I studied who are the best in the world. Let me go and study those people. When I was older, living in LA and Kobe was here, I'd go watch Kobe dominate. And I would pick up, not, I mean, his athleticism and craft, beautiful, but more like the intangible, his heart and his communication. And when would he speak up? And when would he, have other people lead? Like, you study the game and that shifts your perspective. But on the outside perspective part, I always trusted my coaches and
Mm.
my teammates. I want to learn, and I certainly have a learner's mindset out there. And that's why when losses happened and when I would fail, even on the world's biggest stage, it hurt my heart and broke it, but it didn't break me
Mm.
because I knew it was there to learn from. We all want to be impactful in our lives. And in order to be impactful, you have to know who you are. You have to know who you want to be when times get tough. And you have to know what you're willing to do. And I feel like if you know those things, you can make an impact in every environment you walk into. And having kind of this mindset of like impact learning, that applies to education, that applies to sport, that applies to just becoming a well-rounded human, right? I'm always working to make an impact on whatever I am right now. And so for my kids, I'm just like, babes, if you're gonna do it like you mean it. That's having an impact. If you're gonna do it and you don't really want to go to that practice, show up and act like you want to be there, because eventually you're gonna love it. And then you have a positive impact. Like, negative impacts apply too, and everything is energy. And so for me, it's just like, know who you want to be. And if you're not there yet, that's incredible. There's so much potential in each of us. And what I think the power of ICL Academy is that we are all here to make a difference. We're all here to maximize our potential, hopefully. And we do that, we make an impact in that process by committing to it and by showing up every day. And it's a pretty simple recipe, but it's really hard. The greats are the greats because they do it every day and they don't make excuses. Most people get tired and they quit halfway through. I don't want my children to quit. I want to reinforce their spirits through, helping them find their purpose, helping fuel their passion, and reminding them that it's okay that it's hard. That's part of it. I think being part of something like ICL Academy is ginormous because it's important to have variety and diversity in your life, However, when you're in pursuit of excellence and when, no matter your age, and if you're in a school and you have a curriculum and you have a focus where you're like, I am committed to being the best in the world, the best I can be, and you're surrounded by people chasing that same pursuit, it just a level of accountability that shows up when you're in that environment. You feel it, like everything is energy, And so for me, when I'm around people like you, Kirk, you're on purpose. And I literally get off calls of, like just people who are just on purpose. I'm like, I'm going to go work out. I'm going to go work on myself. And so as a kid, for me, when I had teammates who I was inspired by, or teammates who, I wasn't the best student. I worked really hard. I knew it was really important for me to go to Stanford and, do everything I wanted to do. But when I was surrounded by people who made it a priority, it became my priority because it became cool to kick butt in school. It became easier and not hard work. It was just part of it. You want to be best, best player you can be, school is part of it. Commit to it. And then the more you can prioritize it, like for me, when I was a student athlete, it was school, it was sport, and it was being a good human. Right. And those were my priorities. And if ever things got weird, my parents would redirect me in priorities. Kerri, what are you not paying attention to? Pay attention to it. Is someone distracting you? Is your environment, affecting you? With ICL, you don't have that issue. Everyone's on point. And that's a gift. And it comes from, on top leadership within the school, to the parents of the students, to the students themselves, and to the coaches. It's just, when people are bought in, it's a beautiful thing. And you become resilient, and that focus and that passion you have just drives you. So I think what you guys have built here is exceptional. And for me, as someone who wants my kids to pursue the best, I can only pray that every school environment they go into is similar to ICL.